अस्सलामुअलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। या रब्बी लकल हम्दु कमा यंबगि लिजलाली वजहिका व अज़ीमि सुल्तानिक। अल्लाहुम्मा रब्बना लकल हम्दु बिमा खलक़तना व रज़क़तना व हदैतना व फ़र्रजता अन्ना। अल्लाहुम्मा लकल हम्दु बिल इस्लाम व लकल हम्दु बिल ईमान व लकल हम्दु बिल कुरान। अम्मा बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर रहीम। रब्बिश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। रब्बना ज़िदना इल्मा। अल्लाहुम्मा फ़क्किहना फ़िद्दीन। अल्लाहुम्मा इन्ना नसअलुका इल्मन नाफ़िअन व अमलन मुतक़ब्बलन व रिज़्क़न तय्यिबा। अल्लाहुम्मा सब्बितना इंदल मौती बिला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। आमीन या रब्बल आलमीन. So inshallah, ayah number 31 of Surah Baqarah we are going to do today. And these are our Damair. We are done with them. And but you guys need to continue revising them because they are very important. And I will show you time by time how they are in our ayat, inshallah. So now comes our dua, and we are on the last part of our dua. It starts like Allahumma gfir lahu warhamhu wa'afihi wa'fu anhu wa akrim nuzulahu wa wasi' mudkhalahu waghsilhu bil ma'i wal thalji wal barad wa nakkihi min al khataya kama nakkayta thawb al abyadu min ad danas wa abdilhu daran khayran min darihi wa ahlan khayran min ahlihi wa zawjan khayran min zawjihi wa adkhilhu al jannah wa ahizu min azabil kabri wa min azabin nar. So this is the part of the dua we are going to memorize today. We are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Allah, you enter this deceased person in Jannah and you save him from Azabul Qabr and min Azabin Nar. And then how we can say with using different pronouns for one, male and singular. We are going to say wa adkhilhul jannah wa a'izhu min azabil kabri wa min azabin nar. If it is a female, we're gonna say wa adkhilha. And if it is dual, we're gonna say adkhilhuma. And if it is plural, we're gonna say adkhilhum. So with that, our dua is finished. And I really want you that keep revising this dua and keep saying it. And inshallah, at the end, if we have time, it's not Maghrib, then inshallah, I will ask you, some of you, to read to me. And if not this time, so inshallah, next time, before next class, you're gonna have the whole week to review it and say it, inshallah, with the meaning, with the understanding, properly memorize it, and then recite to me, inshallah. So let's come to our ayah number 31. In this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, wa'allama, and he taught. So now, in the translation, I'm saying he taught. Where this he is coming from? So now, that's why we learn the pronouns. Whenever you are going to see three letters, Ain, Lam, and Mim. These are the three letters. And you see on the last letter, there is Fatha on it, right? So then it is basically past tense. And the pronoun in it is huwa. And huwa is masculine and singular, right? That's why we did all these pronouns. So wa'allama, and he taught. And now this he is referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who taught who? Adam alayhi salam. So Adama, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught Adam al asma'a, the names, kullaha, all of them, thumma, then, aradahum, he displayed them or showed them or put in front of them. What he put on in front of who? Alal malaikati, or in front of angels. So he presented something, and this something is what? Al asma. So he put all these asma, and asma over here, yes, this is the barrier of the translation, that we are just saying names, but al asma over here, it does not mean names, rather it means things. So the things and their attribute as well. So basically this is referring to the knowledge of many things that were related to Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, meaning in his time whatever he need and whatever he gonna see around him, right? So he gave all the knowledge that was required for him to live right on the earth. So وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا ثُمَّ عَرَضَهُمْ عَلَى الْمَلَائِكَةِ, and then he presented all of these things to the angels. فَقَالَ, and then he said, أَنْبِئُونِي, now you all inform me. Inform me, and this me is referring to this ni actually is me, right? That is, independent pronoun, and then we did the mir muttasil as well, the attached one, and ana. Another version of ana is ni as well, right? So that's why we are saying me over here. So you inform me, and this me is referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And who is supposed to inform? These angels are supposed to inform or tell. Tell what? Be asmai haulai. The name, the attributes, all the knowledge that was given to Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, the knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught to Adam. Now he put all these things in front of these angels and asked them, okay, go ahead, tell me about these things, because you were saying what they were saying. They said something before this ayah, right? They said that why you are creating this creation on earth, they are going to create fasad, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that if you guys are in kuntum swadiqeen, right? If kuntum, you all are swadiqeen, truthful in your saying, then you need to tell me the names of all that stuff. So this is the basically conversation between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and angels in this ayah. Okay, then what happened? Over here, Allama, as I said, has huwa in it. How we are going to understand? Ain, Lam, Mim, and last letter has fatha. Same is on arada, Ain, Roada. Last letter has fatha. So that means again this is past tense. And what is the pronoun? Huwa, which is referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again. So he aradahum, he presented whom, them. What is this whom now? This is also a pronoun, and this whom is referring to all these things. And then alal malaikati faqala. Again, you see three letters qaf, and then you see this alif and lam, right? Again, we can see that huwa is in there. So then he said, now again it is referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he said, what did he said? Ambi'u, you all inform me, and this me is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you inform me, you tell me, be asma'i, about this, asma, about all this knowledge, about these things that I have presented in front of you, in kuntum swadikin, if you are truly truthful. And why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that? Because in the last previous ayah, they were saying, قَالُوا أَتَجْعَلُ فِيهَا مَنْ يُفْسِدُ فِيهَا وَيَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاءَ وَنَحْنُ نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ وَنُقَدِّسُ لَكَ. Right? Why are you going to? But that was not a question like they are doing some objection or anything, but they want to know the reasoning behind it, right? So they were asking that why you are going to create a creation who are going to spill blood, and if you think that you are creating them for ibadah, then we are doing the best ibadah, right? So that was their question, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is answered them with the knowledge, right? So he taught Hazrat Adam alayhi salam knowledge, and then he challenged angels that if you are uh, true in your saying, then show me how much you know, right? So what we are learning over in this ayah, that Adam alayhi salam was preferred over angels due to knowledge, because we will see in next ayat that because of this knowledge, the malaika were told to prostrate in front of Adam alayhi salam. Now, before we go there, the very basic information about creation of Adam, I thought that this is important, that at least we should know the basic knowledge of it. So, creation of Adam, we know that it happened from a dirt or a mud or a soil, whatever you want to call it. And the very interesting thing is that this dirt was taken from the different parts of the earth. It was not just taken earth and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just molded it and here Adam alayhi salam is. No, rather it took a long process, and even the soil, the dirt, the earth was taken from many different parts of the land. So the hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it says, "Inna Allah khalaqa Adama min qabdatin qabdaha min jami'il ardi." Qabdatin over here mean handful. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam with a handful of dirt, and this dirt was taken from Jami'il Ardi, from all over the land, from the whole world, from the imagine that it was taken from every part of the world. And then uh, basically over here we can see the reasoning why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did that. فَجَاءَ بَنُو آدَمْ عَلَى قَدْرِ الْأَرْضِ, and the children of Adam alayhi salam came according to the nature of the earth, right? So every land has a different nature. So that's why we see that we all have different behavior, we all have different weaknesses, we have different strength, right? Our temperaments are different, our abilities are different, subhanallah. And that was basically the intention of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? That's why he took the soil from different part of the land. And that's why ja'a minhumul ahmaru. Ahmaru mean the red, and this is basically this is referring to the skin color. right? So the Arabs, they called ahmar to brown color, right? So we are brown, right? So they called ahmar. So from that's why the Bani Adam, the children of Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, some of them are brown, some of them are white, abiyadu, some of them are aswadu, right? Wabaina zalik, and some are different shade in between. All these three, they are in between, right? So this is basically the skin color. And then it says wasahlu wahaznu, and that's why some are very easygoing, very friendly, right? Very basically kind, soft hearted, right? And the other are the opposite of it, wal khabisu wat tayyib, right? Again, some are very pure, some are very like beautiful by heart, tayyib, and the other are evil by heart, right? So that is the reason. And I was thinking that, subhanallah, uh, first of all, it is the beauty that we all have different colors and skin color and everything that create variation, and even our skills are different, so we take benefit from each other, right? And our temperaments are different. When we when two people get married, right? So now they can take the benefit from each other's strength, right? So subhanallah, that was the reasoning behind Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taking all these soil from different places, so we all have variety and we seek benefit from each other. So that was beautiful. And then if we open Quran Pak, we will see that when it comes to creation of Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, we see many different terms. Sometimes it says khalaqahu min turabin. Sometimes it says khalaqahu min tinil lazib. Tween is the term tween is, from ta tween is used. Sometimes it says salsal, right? Kalfakhar. So all these different terms are used for the creation of Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, and it could be confusing that why sometimes it's saying just turab. And turab, what is turab? Turab is basically a dirt or a soil. And from if I put in turab some water and mix it, right? So now it is a basically wet mud, right? And that is basically teen, right? And then from teen we have also the term is being used hamai, masnoon, and salsal, right? So all these terms are being used, and basically they are all referring to turab. They are all basically dirt or soil, but and since this dirt or soil went through different phases, so that's why different terms are being used. Subhanallah, it says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took the turab from different places, and then he put water in it and made a mud, and this mud remained 40 years. So 40 years he didn't do anything, and basically you can imagine that in all these years this turab was going through different phases or whatever, right? Then after 40 years it changed into uh, turab, and then tween, and then tween remain 40 years, and then it changed into hamain masnoon. Hamain masnoon also mean that's some changed clay. You when something is like we ferment different things, right? So basically fermentation was happening over here. So Hamaim Masnoon, and then from Hamaim Masnoon come Solsal, and Solsal as Subhanallah, you see that when I'm saying the swal, this swad letter, what do you see? Some kind of uh, voice is making like a whispering or something, right? So salsal is clay that makes some sound. If you have back then, we used to use some clay pottery, right? So when it is baked, and then if you knock it, it has a different kind of basically noise or voice come out of it, right? So that is basically salsal. Salsal is some baked kind of clay, and it makes some noise as well. So basically, these are all phases of fermentation, and at the end, that was the result. That some kind of baked clay kind of things was being created, and then Subhanallah, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala created or shaped Hazrat Adam alayhi salam. Okay, there is no authentic evidence establishing such a timeline, but sometimes you see in Israelites' books that they mention that that many years, Turab, Teen, and Hamain Masnoon, and then Salsal. So, but if we uh, want to search from Quran and Hadith, we do not get this timeline. So, just for you guys to know that uh, this there is no authentic resource about it. So now, as I said already, then first thing is turab. From turab, when you put water in it, now it's a wet clay, right? And in Quran Pak, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala says, "Inni khaliqun basharam min twin." Right? So indeed, I am going to create over here the ayah that we did, that was 29, I think, or 30. It was saying, Inni ja'ilun fil ardi khalifa, right? So ja'ilun and khaliqun, do you see ja'ilun and khaliqun are rhyming? Right? So same, basically same idea. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala over there was saying that I am going to appoint. Now over here, inni khaliqun basharan. So I am going to create basharan, a man, min twin, from twin. Right? So this is again we can see over here that teen is being used. Then teen in lazib, in other place teen in lazib is being used, which means lazib mean sticky clay. So at one point that mud could be so sticky, right? So it's hard to get rid of it. That was basically one of the state or phase of this dirt. And again, we see that in Quran Pak, inna khalaqnahum min twinil lazib. Then hamai masnoon, which is altered dark mud. So, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ صَلْصَالٍ مِنْ حَمَإٍ مَسْنُونٍ. So, we certainly created man from sounding clay, right? So, salsal. So, subhanallah, even when we are saying this is basically such a beautiful language, the alphabets even sometimes they are referring to, for example, when I say vasvasa, right? Shaitan put vasvasa in our heart. So vasvasa, when I'm saying it, it is like a whispering sound is coming, right? So this is how some whisper come in our ears or in our heart from shaitan, right? In the same way, swal, when I'm pronouncing swal, some kind of sound is coming out of it, right? And that's why they are saying sounding clay. Min hama'im masnoon, from altar, dark mud. So again, these are the phases. And then salsal is dried sounding clay. And the verse we already saw that. And khalaqal insana min salsalin kal fakhar in Surah Rahman, right? So kal fakhar is like a pottery, like baked clay, which makes certain sound. So and these are different phases. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shaped Adam alayhi salam. And the ayah of Quran Pak, Surah Swad, it says, وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي خَالِقٌ بَشَرًا مِنْ طِينٍ. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that I'm going to create a bashar min twin. فَإِذَا سَوَّيْتُهُ وَنَفَخْتُ. And when سَوَّيْتُهُ, he perfected him. Subhanallah. And you see who over here? Right? Sawaytuhu, who is referring to Hazrat Adam alayhi salam. And when he perfected him, meaning he proportioned him, he made him perfect. You know, Subhanallah, it says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Hazrat Adam alayhi salam with his own hands. Allahu Akbar, right? There are certain things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created his own hands, and Hazrat Adam alayhi salam is one of them. So he created him with his own hand, he perfected him, beautified him, proportioned him, right? One fakhtu fihi min ruhi, and then he blowed his ruh in him. Again, fihi, in him, and ruhi, my ruh. Now over here again, even though I said before that as well, when it say mir ruhi, it doesn't mean that he blowed some special ruh in him, so he has divine attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in him. That is this ayah doesn't meant, right? Meaning, right, we all have ruh, right? In the same way, and why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is attaching himself with Ruh, because Ruh is a special creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So he is taking pride that he blow the Ruh that he has created in him, and this is how human beings are different, right? Because they have Ruh. Faka'u lahu sajidin. And he was talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, was talking to Malaika, right? And he was telling them all his plan. And then he said, Faka'u, when I create, perfect him, and put my ruh in it, then what you are going to say? Faka'u, you are going to fell down, lahu, for him, sajidin, as a sajid, as doing sajda, so meaning that you are going to prostrate to him. So that was the plan, that was the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to angels. Okay, so then even before that, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't blow his ruh in Hazrat Adam alayhi salam yet, you and he just out of clay he created him. It says that the soul remained for a very long period without the ruh. And there is an authentic hadith in Sahih Muslim which is saying, Lamma sawwarallahu Adama fil jannati tarakahu masha'allahu. So he created him and then he left him masha'allahu as long as he wished. Right? So we do not know the time period, how long he remained as it is. Um, Faja'ala Iblisu, and then since Iblis was among the angels that time, so Iblisu Yatifu bihi, so he was keep looking at him. Yutifu is from like very closely. And what he was saying, he was keep looking, keep going round and round, looking at this thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. And then Falamma ra'ahu ajwafa, and then when he saw the hollow part, we are hollow from inside, right? Our structure is such that we are hollow inside. So when he saw this hollow part, right? So what did he say? Arafa annahu khuliqa khalqan. I know this khalq la yatamaliku. So he said that okay, he was kind of happy when he saw that it is hollow from inside. He realized that he had been created with a nature that could not completely control itself. So what does ajwaf mean over here? Ajwaf mean that we are hollow inside, right? We have internal cavity, and Iblis went round and round of the body of Hazrat Adam alayhi salam before the soul was breathed into him, and he discovered that his body was not solid, right? So, and then he says, La yatamal malaku. So it means that this creation would not be able to control himself completely, right? Because this basically this hollow part is referring to our needs of food, right? Our experiences of hunger. The hunger make us do many evil things, right? Our desires, right? We are becoming impatient because of our we really want our needs to be fulfilled right away, right? We can be tempted. So all this basically referring to this ajwaf. So la yamliku nafsahu wa yahbisuhu anishahawat. So he was happy, and he was seeing that this creation would not be able to uh, restrain himself from the desire, from shahawat. Subhanallah. So we can see that he was behind Adam since even the ruh was not being blown. Subhanallah. Right? So we need to see him as our enemy, right? And if we know or see him as an enemy, then we are going to take protection against him. In Quran Pak, we see whatever Shaitan said, that we are going to be weak because we are ajwaf, we are hollow, we are going to easily being the a prey of our desires and whatnot, right? So even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in Quran Pak, وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا, and mankind was created weak, right? So it doesn't matter, sometimes we are really trying hard to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? But since our iman sometimes goes up and down, right? When it is up, we are able to control our desires, but when we are in our low moments, then what happen? We can easily fall short of uh, uh, something, right? Another place Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ مِنْ أَجَلٍ. Ujla, we know the word ujal or ajal or ujla, meaning hastiness. So we want everything right now, and subhanallah, as the time is like our parents were maybe they were more patient than us, right? 100% they were more patient than us. And now look at our generation. They want everything right now, right and then, right? No sabr. No, so it literally is basically ayah is so true over here that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created mankind in ujal, and that is our test. So, unlike the angels, human beings have bodily appetite, desires, right? And Shaitan can try to exploit these desires through whispering. Yes, he can whisper, right? So, but he does not have control over us. This is the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he did not give Iblis control to to make us do something. He just tried to whisper, but unfortunately, our iman is that weak that we fall victim of his whispering only, right? So he keep whispering on our chest, right? So if we open the door, then he gonna enter into our heart, and he is going to overtake us. So that is our choice, that when he is whispering, that if we are going to open the door, or we are going to be strong and keep it close and do not entertain these whispering. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Wama kana li alaykum min sultan. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to Shaitan over here, because he was saying that I am going to, literally he was challenging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that I am going to mislead this creation. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Wama kana li alaykum min sultan. Sultan mean authority. So you are not going to have any authority illa an da'awtukum fasta jabtum li. So I had no authority over you except that I called. Oh, so this is not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, rather it is I think this is the scene of Day of Judgment, when people are going to blame Shaitan, and they are going to say that, okay, you are the one who misled us. And now they were even say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Shaitan and his followers who misled us, give them double the azab, right? So, what was the basically, that is the khutbah, literally a khutbah he is going to give on the day of judgment, saying that I had no authority over you except that I called you and you responded to me. So, same idea that I said, that he is going to whisper on our chest, right? He is going to basically tempt us, but then it's up to us that if we are going to open the door and entertain his whispering, or we are going to be strong enough that we can control ourselves. So Shaitan whisper and tempts, so our nafs and desires inclines towards things, and human chooses whether to obey or resist against these desires. And now this is the one, inni ibadi laysa alaykum laysa laka alayhim sultan. So over here, when this Iblis was basically saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I am going to mislead your ibad. So what was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying? He said that inna ibadi, and subhanallah, look at how beautiful it is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us an honor, that he is attaching us, right? This is ibad who are basically trying and struggling in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So inna ibadi, indeed my servant, laysa laka alayhim sultan, you are not going to have any authority over them. So the people who are mukhlis, in other place it says that you won't be able to mislead my mukhlis ibad, the one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made khalis, the pure. They are always seeking the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are struggling, they are always seeking that they need to make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happy, right? So these mukhlis ibad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it says that you won't be able to harm them or make them fall short of or mislead them. Okay, we already did that. And this is also another point, that what day Hazrat Adam alayhi salam was being created. So Abu Huraira radhiyallahu anhu reported that the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Khayru yawmin tala'at alayhi shamsu yawmul juma. So Yawmul Juma, the day of Juma, is so beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that many event that already occurred or going to occur, that is on the day of Juma, subhanallah, right? So that tells that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala love someday, then we need to make sure that we love that day as well, right? So Yomul Juma, we need to do some special effort to do something special, getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? If we can go and attend Juma prayer, we should do that. We need to put some more effort doing these masnoon things that are mentioned doing on Yomul Juma, because this is the basically Yomul Eid for Muslims. And then he says, Fihi Hulika Adam. So Hazrat Adam alayhi salam was being created on that day. Wafihi Udkhil al Jannah, and that is the day when he was being entered in Jannah. Right? So he was created on day of Friday, and then even when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him and Hazrat Hawa enter Jannah, that was also the day of Friday. Wafiha ukhrija minha, subhanallah, and when he was expelled from Jannah, that was also the day of Friday. And wala taqumu sa'a illa fi yawm al-jum'ah. And even sa'a, the day of sa'a mean day of judgment. So day of judgment is going to occur on the day of Friday. Subhanallah. Okay, so now comes the part of the ayah where it says وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. So Ibn Abbas radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu and Mujahid radhiyallahu anhuma, they said that Asma over here mean the names of every created thing. Humans, animals, birds, mountains, valleys, trees, everything around him, right? So whatever was around Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, and whatever things Hazrat Adam alayhi salam needed to live on the land, they were all being introduced to Hazrat Adam alayhi salam. Not only their names, rather all their attributes as well. And then Qatada, who is also a very, subhanallah, amazing companion. No, not companion. He's Tabi, meaning he was among the companions, not at the time of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he said that Allah subhanahu wa taala taught Adam the names, the functions, even the function of all those things, right? So let's say if he has um, uh, introduced him the mountains, right? So he explained all the function of the mountains, or everything about and around mountains, and the benefits of the things, subhanallah, right? So Hazrat Adam alayhi salam learned not only labels, rather all the useful knowledge about these things. Subhanallah. So knowledge is what distinguished Hazrat Adam alayhi salam over the angels, right? Because angels are excelled in worship, and Hazrat Adam alayhi salam was given preference over angels due to the knowledge, due to the understanding, due to the reasoning, and due to the language, right? So all these knowledges um, being given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Hazrat Adam as a gift, and he is preferred over angels even due to this gift. So thus Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala demonstrated why mankind deserved the responsibility of Khalifa, right? So he has knowledge, he was given understanding, he was given reasoning, he was given the ability to express himself, right? So humans are very eloquent when it comes to speaking. Look at the animals or birds, right? So they are not that eloquent. This is the basically the gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that human they can express themselves beautifully, and that is the gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's why he as a mankind was chosen as a being Khalifa on the land. And then over here already explained, right? Kullaha over means okay, kullaha does not mean the knowledge of everything, because it makes sense that one person cannot attain the knowledge of each and everything, right? We have some weaknesses, right? We have some capacity. So kullaha over mean that the knowledge that was useful to him for his living on the land was given to him, right? So kullaha, we cannot say that he was given the knowledge of each and everything, no. But it says that at one place I was listening to the tafsir of it. You know, there were all arwah over there, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, and from his back, from his rib came Hazrat Hawa, and from his back came all the mankind, right? And then he displayed all these mankind to Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, and then Hazrat Adam alayhi salam saw Hazrat Daud alayhi salam, and he saw some his eyes was so shining, and if you see so many kids lying, so one can stand out to you, right? So something happened, so Hazrat Adam's eyes caught Hazrat Daud alayhi salam, right? And it says that he was given, and he was being told the names of all these arwah. Allahu alam, right? And even not only the names, even their attributes, what they are going to do on the earth, their success, subhanallah. So again, Allahu alam, but and this is also mentioned by some scholar. So that was Wa'allama Adam al-asma'a kullaha. And then we seeing that due to the knowledge that mankind was preferred even over the angels, right? So angels prostrated in front of Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, and that was the sajda of honor, and that was due to knowledge. So we see that how knowledge is important, right? And in Quran Pak we see lot of ayat around knowledge. So in the same, I think we did last class, right, was on that ayah. قالوا سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. Right, so then and that is angel saying that, oh Allah, we do not have any knowledge, right? We do not have any knowledge except what you have taught us. So the doors of knowledge, the treasures of knowledge are only and only with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He chose whom to give how much knowledge, right? So whatever knowledge, whatever genius people around us we see, that is basically the knowledge as a gift given to that person, right? And then uh, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is being told to say this dua, right? Waqur Rabbi zidni ilma. So that means we should be making this dua with sincerity, right? And that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase us in a beneficial knowledge. Then in Surah Rahman we say Ar-Rahman, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is introducing himself with the most beautiful, with the most kind name of him, which is Ar-Rahman. And right after he's saying Allam al-Quran, he is not saying Khalaq al-Insan. If we go in order, right, it should be that Ar-Rahman, and he is the one who created the insan. But even before he says that he created the insan, he is reminding us the favor that he did, and that is Allam al Quran. Subhanallah. Right? So he is the one, he is our teacher. He is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who taught us Quran. And then he says Khalaq al insana, and then another beautiful gift wa allamahul bayan. Bayan mean like ability to express ourselves, right? The ability to speak, right? So subhanallah, again we see the importance of knowledge. And then we see Iqra bismi rabbika allazi khalaq, and then khalaq al insana min alaq, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding us Iqra wa rabbukal akram, right? Akram mean your Rabb is very noble, right? He is very generous, he is very honorable, right? And then he is further explaining who is our Rabb? Allama bil qalam. So he taught us with the pen. So, and pen is also a creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is the creation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did with his own hands, subhanallah. Right? So Allama bil qalam, so he taught us with the pen. Allam al insana ma lam yalam, and then he taught the mankind what lam did not yalam, he knows. Right? So when we come out of the womb of our mother, do we know anything? No, right? So then that is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that as we grow every second, every minute, every day, we are learning more and more. So this is all the gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a knowledge. So what we are learning, what is the lesson in this ayah? First of all, Allah is the ultimate teacher, right? Every type of beneficial knowledge is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then knowledge is an honor. Adam alayhi salam is being given distinction over the angels, and that was due to the knowledge. Then leadership requires knowledge. We are leader, right? We are Khalifa in on this earth. So that means if we want to be a leader, and everyone in their own capacity, they are leaders. At home, we are leaders, right? At workplace, we are leaders. So everyone is in their own capacity, they are playing the role of leadership, right? And leadership need knowledge. And then Worship is not only the virtue, because angels do the worship, right? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to us, He has given us knowledge, and then He has also commanded us to do worship. Humility before knowledge. So, if we see the behavior of angels, right? So, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them that I know better, right? So, they right away admit that their limit, and they humble themselves in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Language is a divine gift, right? So, the ability to name, classify, communicate, this is the part of the favor that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done on mankind. Humans are created to learn. So seeking beneficial knowledge is an obligation on every mankind, and on as a Muslim as well, that we learn beneficial knowledge related to our deen, so we can better fulfill our purpose of life and do ibadah, right? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is full of wisdom. His wisdom is perfect. Sometimes we are unable, sometimes not even, basically every time, right? So because our knowledge or our wisdom is very limited, so we are not able to see the hikmah behind whatever is going on in front of us. But we should humble ourselves that if this is the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then obviously his wisdom is perfect, right? So subhanallah, beautiful lesson from this ayah. And this is the homework you guys are going to do, inshallah. And with that, we can finish our session. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quran al Hakim wa nafani wa iyyakum bi ayati wa zikril hakim. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifuna wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.